This is your Daily 5 for Thursday, April 16th, 2026. It occurred to me that I never reviewed the second season of the Fallout series that's airing on Amazon. And it's not really for any reason. I think I spaced out my viewing of that because I know it's going to be a while before the next one. So unlike a lot of series where we have a lot already and I'll binge through it and watch multiple episodes, I was really kind of spacing out in 2-episode chunks Fallout because I really wanted to enjoy it because I love the series. I really do. And so I think I just forgot because it took me a little while after it aired. I waited until it was all done. Wanted to make sure that there weren't a bunch of reviews that posted after the final episode for season 2 saying, oh, they destroyed it. They've nuked the whole thing. It's terrible, which there were not. Although I have seen some interesting reviews that liked the first season and didn't like the second season. And I got to be honest, that's a bit of a spoiler right to jump into it. I loved season 2 as much as I loved season 1. And I know there's some people who feel like there were some really weird decisions and bad decisions made in season 2. And I don't know exactly what they are, although I am going to be, I'm sure, talking to some of those people and I want some more details on it because honestly, I had no problem with anything that happened in season 2. I will also say I'm not as married to the lore of Fallout as some people are. This is kind of my approach to a lot of things now, is I'm just adopting this mentality that the medium where something exists is where that lore is really important. And outside of it, it's less important. And it's especially true with something like Fallout, where you do have people who say, well, the original 2 games are all that matters and everything else is garbage. Or there's people who really like the new Bethesda stuff. And there seems to be a lot of those groups that cannot have any crossover, where I don't have any problem with either set of it. I certainly understand and don't disagree with some of the points that people on both sides of that divide make. I think there are legitimate criticisms. There are things that were changed that were probably a good or bad idea on both sides of that fence. But I really don't get all that militant about it. I think Fallout is a very large universe that can encompass, there's the correct word, a lot of different storytelling. And yes, okay, so some things don't make sense in the lore between the first game and, say, Fallout 4. But honestly, it's not stuff that can't be explained away. It's not really that important. There weren't foundational changes that I think people should really be all that upset about, if they should be upset about anything when it comes to fictional stuff. So when I go into the Fallout series, I don't really care if it messes with New Vegas, as apparently some people do. Okay, if you don't like that it canonizes a certain ending to New Vegas, then I guess you can be upset about that. It doesn't bother me. I thought season 2 was a continuation of all the things I liked about season 1. I didn't have any problem with the pacing, which some people did. I don't have any problem with the story decisions, which some people did. I didn't think the characters were especially stupid the way some people were saying they were. I was looking for this because I'd read that before I started the second episode. I read some reviews saying, wow, these characters are making some really dumb decisions. And I'm not going to say everything they did is what I would have done. But honestly, in the entire time I've been alive watching fictional entertainment, TV, video games, movies, I can't say there's many times where there are characters that didn't make a single decision where I went, I probably would have done that. So again, it doesn't bother me. The simplest thing to say is, as long as you're not going to be really attached to the lore in a big way, I don't think it changes that much. I've played New Vegas, I think 6 times. I remember a lot of it. I don't know what in the series was that big a change. As long as you're not going to go into this expecting absolute perfection and you just want a good time and you want to see a really thoroughly well-realized version of the Fallout universe in live action, you're going to have a good time. So I guess my long and short summary, 5 minutes long, so probably too short for some and too long for others, I had a blast with season 2. I felt like it was every bit as good as season 1, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And based on the first 2 seasons, I can't wait for it to come back. So as long as you had a good time with the first one, again, you're not going to become overly attached to what feel to me like nitpicky elements that you could apply to any type of adaptation, you're probably going to have a great time. And again, it's so beautifully realized to see Fallout in live action that maybe I'm letting a lot of things go and I'm perfectly fine doing so. Later.